Welcome back to the Crypto Bull channel with your host, William. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got blockchain PropertyGate. And we are going to dive right into it without any delay. Here we go. Before I get started, remember, I am not a financial advisor. I don't claim to be. Never will, never have. If you're going to spend your hard-earned money, you need to consult an actual professional or do it at your own risk. But it ain't because I said to do it. Remember that. I'm here to show you guys some projects and then you're on your own. All right, that being said, down there in the description, all the beautiful links for all the stuff we talk about. That's where you're going to find them. So hit that up, and while you're down there, also hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you are notified of all future Crypto Bull channel projects. Yeah, the good stuff. All right, so here's what we've got. We've got blockchain PropertyGate, guys. It democratizes the real estate sector by making both housing and real estate investments affordable, which is really, really good when things are affordable. The project introduces a unique circular economy focused on selection, acquisition, renovation, and renting out or reselling of existing properties. So, with its disruptive model, blockchain PropertyGate is able to reduce the cost of housing prices and rents of up to 30%, guys. And the BPGT token is the heart of the ecosystem and gives dividends amounting to 30% of the net profit of the project. Pretty sweet deal right there. Let's check out what we got here on their website. So, just looking at the site here, I'm just going to briefly go through it with you guys. They're democratizing the access to sustainable and affordable real estate. As you can see, we talked about that. And you got a private sale starting in 48 days. Pretty cool. And I definitely recommend, guys. So there's a lot of details that I won't be able to go over in the amount of time that I have. But if you go and check out their white paper, you are going to find that you can find all of the good stuff that you need to know. So anything that you think I didn't go over enough, which is going to be a lot, just go up and hit this table of contents in the white paper. All right, so the future of real estate. They've got a video, and you know when there's a video, I like to go through it. So let's check out their video real quick.
Prices of real estate have increased by 50% over the last 13 years in the European Union and will continue to rise in the future at even higher rates. As a result, affordable housing, a basic human right, is becoming a mirage. What is more, real estate as an investment is now reserved only to the top earners due to the high capital requirements. Blockchain PropertyGate presents a new, unique solution that is envisioned to become the remedy to the biggest issues on the real estate market. We are following a tried and tested self-reinforcing cycle of careful property selection, acquisition, and renovation. This can allow us to reduce home prices, rents, and entry requirements for investors by up to 30%. The BPGT token is envisioned to become the future method for real estate investments. It is supported by real estate assets with notary contracts, giving the utmost degree of security. Holders get access to 30% of our net profit as annual dividends. Join us now on www.blockchain-property-gate.com and help us revolutionize the real estate sector.
All right, guys, all those links are in the description. So check that out. And they basically went over what I said in the beginning. But let me add to that. So this project solves two key issues. And the first one is a lack of affordable housing, which is supposed to be a basic human right. Yet fewer and fewer people own a home today, and that is a fact. And it is only possible through bank loans, which is, not so cool. I mean, back in the day, you used to be able to buy a house, picket fence, and all that good stuff. And now everybody's buying up so much property, it's going through the roof with all the prices, and the loans are crazy. Interest rates are through the roof. So the second issue is the high capital requirements for real estate investments, making them reserved only to companies in the top 1% of high net worth individuals, which is just ridiculous. I don't know how these kids are going to do it these days. Both these issues are resolved with the BPGT token and its underlying business model, guys. So the business model is going to be, let's see, we already talked about it, how it works. Selection and acquisition, like they were talking about in the video, they are adopting a unique selection process consisting of 50 different variables, focusing on acquiring whole buildings. Their goal is the selection of high quality properties at the lowest cost possible, which will be rented out and or renovated. So that's going to lower your rent costs right off the bat. And then the next thing is renting, renovation, and selling. So 75% of the acquired properties are rented out, and the remaining 25% are renovated according to the cost-effective modular renovation methodology, which offers a high degree of flexibility and customization possibilities. And then finally, the profit and dividends. The net profit they guarantee will be reinvested into future property acquisitions, company expansion, and building capital reserves. 30%, just like in the video they were saying, will be specifically dedicated towards dividend payouts for their BPGT tokens, for the token holders. The mission and goals of the project are solving the issue with housing affordability and high entry barriers for investors. And here's the methodology. Strategic selection of undervalued properties, acquisition of below market prices, renting out, cost-efficient renovation, and resale of properties. That is a cycle that can be repeated. So every next time it becomes stronger and generates more returns, which are paid out in that BPGT token to the holders. And let's talk about the business model based on acquisition of undervalued properties and the renovation through an innovative approach, adding a higher degree of flexibility. We talked about all this, but we kind of want to go through the specific points. The goal is to lower the property prices by 30%, which we discussed. The mission is to make it affordable for all social classes, not just the 1% or wealthy corporations, and to greatly reduce the dependence on banks. And there's no political support for prospective homeowners. High capital requirements for investors, and lowering rents by a considerable margin. And also, security token with low capital requirements and passive income. All right, let's see, we got the token distribution, you got the crowd sale, the team, the liquidity. Become an early adopter. First movers get up to 10% bonus on their investment. Pretty sweet. What else we got? They're definitely on like X and all the major social media platforms. Oh yeah. Let me see what else I got to tell you guys about. All right, so the process in depth is going to be, let's talk about it in steps. So step one is fundraising. The project holds a security token offering the BGPT token to fundraise. Step two is going to be a selection of about 65% of the proceedings collected are invested in the acquisition of properties at market prices well below the market average and their operational expenses. They are primarily focused on older buildings that were built prior to the 70s and 80s in the last century. However, they will also include newer projects if they fit the selection criteria. So that's pretty awesome. That's how they're going to get the deals for sure. An average estimations are showing that just with their renovation methodology, they can save anywhere between 25 and 30% on the costs when compared to the traditional way of developing from scratch. And step three is going to be renting out. So renovation and selling. And a percentage of the properties acquired are going to be already suitable for renting out immediately. And this is going to provide short-term cash flow necessary to fund their further operations and expand their activities, including building capital reserves, which is pretty cool. They will also be able to reinvest in part of the profit in new properties. So they'll be able to take some of that profit and then reinvest into better and new properties. And then they will be able to pay out dividends to investors as soon as possible, which is great, and not later than the end of the third year after the crowd sale. Cool, guys. Here's step 4. From the renovated properties, around 25% are resold, while 75% are going to be rented out, both at very competitive prices, I would imagine. And essentially that is going to allow them to fulfill the promise of affordable housing that many governments in the EU have promised but have not delivered. And finally, step 5, the net profit is then split into 30%, which go to the token holders as a dividend payout in fiat. The remaining 70% is then reinvested again in the same cycle, reinitiating the process from step 2 all over again. So that's how it just keeps on going and going and going. All right, guys, so let's just check out. I'm just going to bounce over here to X real quick so you guys get an idea of where you can go to, like, any of the social media they're on. You're going to see it at the bottom of their website here. Let's go over here, scroll on down. You'll see what social medias they are on. You can connect on Facebook, Telegram. We've got X, and you need to change that to the X. And we've got all the other suspects, even YouTube and Instagram. We got all the good stuff. So over here you can come. I just like this one because this one is a good one to show, where you can be active in the discussions and all that good stuff, and then hopefully get a lot of feedback and news about what's coming up. All right, guys, boom shakalaka, become an early adopter. All right, this has been my review of Blockchain Property Gate. Definitely something to keep an eye on, and something super cool for the real estate market that I think needs a lot of help. These guys look like they're doing it. So go ahead and check out that stuff in the description below. My name is William. This is the Crypto Bull channel, and I will see you in the next one. As always, stay classy. Peace.